Hi guys, I want to believe you're doing well, and so far you've been catching up and you've been coping up with the course, right? So I want to urge you, if you are yet to subscribe to my channel, you like this content, please kindly do so. Subscribe to my channel so if more of these videos comes up, you'll be notified, right? Good. Now, the last time we talked about anchor element in HTML, right? Now I want us to have an interesting and a wonderful moment this time. And that moment is going to be a time we're going to create our first portfolio. Our first portfolio. You're going to create your first portfolio as a web page. Yeah, you create your first portfolio as what? The web page. So in other words, all what we've been coding, all what we've been doing, writing, looking at the heading tags, looking at the anchor tags, we're going to put them into practice. Yeah, we're going to put them into practice, right? So let me create a new window for this. I think this should be the one for the previous class. So let me give a brief recap. Can I give a brief recap? Let's feel. Watch the video of this lesson, you will understand it better. So let me create a new window. I can close this right now. I can create a new window. Yeah, I'm sure you can see my screen from here. So let's create a file. Okay, my Visual Studio Code is looking for update. So in case when you're working with Visual Studio Code app, you'll definitely be required to carry out updates. Alright, definitely you'll be required to carry out updates. So just update a few MB and you're good to go. So but right now I want to update this stuff. So I click on new file, you know how to do this stuff. So let me call this my index.html. I'm sure a couple of you guys go wondering why is this guy, whenever he's writing his code, he use index.html to save his file. Man, you gotta get to understand it as time goes on, right? Let me get save this my system. I have this my desktop. Web development, that's cool, web dev. So in this we'll be considering our first portfolio. We'll be creating our first portfolio as a website. So this, let's call this portfolio, because I'll be sharing this file, the link to this file, right? So let's call this, okay, this is our index. Excuse me for that. Oh, index HTML, HTML. So I think this is the HTML file. Index of HTML. Alright, so we're going to be creating our first portfolio, right? Now this portfolio is going to talk about you. Yeah, it's going to talk about you. In this video I'll also be explaining subsequent things as well that will be useful in this creating of this portfolio. So create a website that talks about you. We're supposed to create a website that talks about the company, right? We're supposed to create a website that talks about the company, like we have our about page and everything about us, and our values, our standards, our policies. But we don't want to talk about a company. We want to talk about yourself, you yourself. Okay, you yourself. Okay, so you'll be talking about your profile. Do you understand me? So this, let's call this heading 1. Let's call this about me. So I'm going to do this. Then there are some part I'm going to leave for you to do. Alright, so pay attention, alright? as I do it and you get to do it, you get to learn. That's how we learn. If you don't do it that way, you will not learn. Nobody crams code. Yeah, nobody crams code. You don't cram code. You look at it, you know that this thing is what should be applied here. You look at this one, you say this thing is what should be applied here. So you can't know that this is to be applied if you have not gone through it. If you don't have personal encounter, a personal experience with it, right? So I'm sure you're good to go. So here we use a H1 a heading tag. I also love to be previewing it so that you guys can see how this thing is working, right? About me. Now this about me, let me create a void element. I call that HR. It's going to create an horizontal line about me. Can you see it right here? Oh man, let's just have right or communicate with you soonest. Alright, so this is about me. So you can just briefly write something about yourself. Let me call this a paragraph tag. A paragraph tag will come in here. So you want to write my name. My name is Lily Obon Emmanuel. I am a tall, dark. My dark or my fair? I think I'm fair. I am a tall, fair skin guy. I love design. Just do something creative. That's just it. I love designs of website and web pages. Okay, and stuff like that. Okay. So definitely we need a header too. Let me call it a header too. A header too now talk about my education or my background. My background. Can you see this? My background. I want to do a portfolio about ourselves. My background. So you can put a HR. This HR is called a void element, and it has just a closing tag. Doesn't have an opening tag. This is where the closing tag slash is always at the back. Alright. My background. And let's call this a paragraph. Let's use a paragraph tag here. I belong to a family of 500 members. We are all web developers in a making. This is just sample stuff, so don't get carried, don't get lost. You ain't gonna know nothing about me, bruh. So let's assume that we're done with this part. You can include the HR tag and so on, right? Let me bring this down right here. Let's call this a H2 tag again. Remember one of the rules, we are applying everything with length. Okay, we are applying virtually everything with length. Alright. So H2, let's call this my favorite food. My favorite food. Just doing something creative, nothing more. Okay. Then let's call this paragraph. Let's use a paragraph tag here. The following are foods I love so well. Alright. Let's just assume that you have lots and stuff like that. Okay. I'm sure this video will get into complete very soon, but I'll still continue the remaining in the next video. So in case you can find me teaching, you gonna see me in the next video, right? You follow your foods I love so well. Now, I want to list some things